Today, we're going to scroll through Reddit and look at some of the money laundering advice given, and we'll give it a rating. Now, I found this in the subreddit Illegal Life Pro Tips. The name pretty much says it all. It's tips for those who want to do some type of illegal activity. Some of it is good and some of it is trash. So let's get into it. Oh, and by the way, this is for educational purposes only and is not legal advice. Number 1, the PayPal scam. Hypothetically, if you stumbled across an enterprise or business owner's PayPal credentials that has access to add/remove users' bank accounts and move funds, what would you do? Now, the top comment on this one was go to a gift card website, buy gift cards, go exchange them, lose maybe 30% of the money, but it's one of the most safe ways, in my opinion, to clean money with a crazy fee. First, why is this money laundering? Once the poster uses a PayPal account that isn't theirs, it's theft. Then if they follow the top answer, they're going to use PayPal to buy gift cards, effectively taking the illegally obtained money and converting it into clean money. Then sell the gift cards on the website. Now, I get why they chose gift cards, because it could be a pretty quick transaction. But this is bad for a few reasons. Number 1, notifications. When you make a purchase or do anything with your PayPal account, they're going to email you. So unless the poster also has email access and can delete any notification emails, then the owner is going to be notified immediately of the transaction. Number 2, card information. Having access to the PayPal credentials isn't enough. Sometimes PayPal will ask you to enter the security code of the card you want to use if you're using it on a new website. PayPal acts a lot like a bank. It has customer profiles detailing the types of transactions the account typically uses. So if they've never visited a gift card website before, this would be viewed as suspicious and PayPal will likely block this transaction, or at least require further confirmation. Number 3, gift card website security procedures. If you use a site like cardcash.com, which is one of the top gift card marketplaces, you have 3 choices to get paid: PayPal, bank deposit, and a mail check. Every single one of these options results in your identity being disclosed. PayPal will have your ID, so will your bank, and the check will have your address. The best option would be to choose the check and have it sent to an address that is not yours and addressed to someone else. You'd be pulling someone else in on the scam because the check would have to either be deposited in their account and then sent out, or cash at a check cashing place. If you are a big time criminal, then there are ways around this, but I'm pretty sure this poster doesn't run a criminal organization, so the options are slim. Now, if you get someone's PayPal access, just tell them to change their login credentials. It's not worth the few $100 or $1,000 to potentially be in jail for 5 to 10 years. So we'll give this a rating on a scale of 1 to 5. I'd give it a 2. Not horrible, but not good either. Now, the second one was catfishing. So this person asked, what's the safest way to receive payment from catfishing old men online? The top comment was Cash App or PayPal, Venmo, but I prefer to make a new Cash App under your Catfish Girl name, then send it to your main Cash App. When I saw this post pop up in my research, I immediately thought of the MTV show Catfish. By the way, this is terrible, terrible advice. If you're going to do something illegal, you don't want any type of evidence. Even creating a new Cash App account as a dummy account. This is a good step, as you would want the account not linked to your identity. But the next step in the advice removes any advantages, because you'll then transfer the money to your actual Cash App account. So if you have a new account, you open, receive money, and then send the money quickly to another account, it's clear as day that the dummy account was merely a pass-through account. So when the person you catfish tries to go after you, Cash App can quickly tell who the scammer actually is. Guys, if you're gonna commit a crime, don't be lazy with it. At least go the extra mile. There is one benefit of using Cash App or even Venmo as your scam vehicle, and that is that they're not known for being good with fraud investigations. For a while, you couldn't even get in contact with anyone at Cash App or Venmo to report an incident of fraud. Lately, they built out a customer service team, so they might be helpful in an issue like this, but no promises. So on a scale of 1 to 5, we'll give the Cash App suggestion a 1. The third money laundering advice: flying with cash. How to fly with $17,000 in illegal dollars. I'm thinking put half in my bank account, put $4,000 on prepaid visas, and the rest cash, and tell the airport I'm buying a car if they ask. Tips? Answer number 1 said mail it. The second highest answer said just fly with it, dummy. Now, let's start with mailing the cash. Mailing cash in and of itself is not illegal. It may be somewhat dumb to do because there's no way to track it, and FedEx and UPS will actually refuse to ship an envelope with money. But if you mail money that you obtained illegally, that is a federal crime, and if caught, you will be charged and likely convicted of mail fraud. This can result in up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. So for $17,000, you could end up paying $250,000. Not a good risk in my opinion. Also, if you send cash, it's a chance that either the mailman or someone in the sorting facility is going to realize the envelope has cash in it and will take it. So mailing isn't the option. Now, if you decide to fly with it, you're running into different laws. If you're taking a domestic flight in the US, there is no limit to how much cash you can fly with. However, a TSA agent may ask you why you're flying with a large amount of cash. And here's the crazy part. If the TSA agent doesn't believe or even like your answer, they can take your money. They only have to suspect that the money is connected to drug trafficking or money laundering, and they get to whisk it away under civil forfeiture laws, which, by the way, I have a video on, so make sure you check it out when this is over. If you're flying on an international flight, either to or from the US, you have to report the amount you're carrying to customs officials if it's over $10,000. Failure to do so could result in them taking your money forever. So a flight isn't the best idea. Now, let's actually answer the question from the poster. If you put half of the $17,000 in your account, so $8,500, that could be okay. The reporting threshold is $10,000 and $8,500 is far enough from the $10,000 that it doesn't look suspicious on its own. However, if you've never deposited that much money in your account before, there's a really good chance you may have someone from the bank's financial crime department looking at your account. Now, what you do with it after will determine if they flag your account for a potential report to the feds. If you deposit $8,500 in a branch that isn't near where you live or work, and then fly home and withdraw it, that's a red flag. Why would someone who's never deposited this amount of cash before deposit it in a city or state that they almost never do business in? And then why do they withdraw it shortly after? Seems suspicious to me, and this account is likely getting flagged. The poster will likely be able to withdraw the $8,500 without any issue, but the poster will likely be able to withdraw the $8,500 without any issue, but their account is firmly on the bank's radar. Buying the Visa gift cards will not likely cause an issue if the person does it at different stores, and the amount of cash they fly with will be okay if it's small, say $1,000. Based on the poster, he or she would be flying with $3,500. That's enough to not fit neatly in a wallet and possibly be seized by the TSA. So for this poster, I wonder what they ended up doing, but mailing it and flying with all of it is definitely not the answer. So all in all, we'll give the advice, I would say maybe 2 stars out of 5. Mailing it, again, not the best idea. Flying with it, there's a lot of regulations there, so we'll keep it with a 2 out of 5 stars. Now the next money laundering advice: crypto theft. Say if I had access to a guy's crypto wallet, how do I withdraw the crypto to my personal wallet without being traced? The guy is in the US and I am from a different country. If he even got my IP address, will he really be able to do anything legally from his country? This is going to be a short one because there's not much that can be done, especially if the person who steals crypto is in another country. The reason is because crypto is still pretty unregulated. When you have crypto in a wallet, you assume all of the risk. If it's lost or stolen, there's no getting it back. So for this guy or girl, if they take the crypto, then there's not much that can be done. And once they send it around to different wallets, it's largely gone forever. Plus, to protect the IP, they can use a really good VPN and the Tor browser, which does a very good job at hiding your location. So final word is to protect your crypto. Next advice. Best credit card cash out methods. Pretty simple question. If anybody here knows what I'm talking about, I have a site that gives me good verified balance credit cards. Just want to know the best way to cash them out. First answer was look for a working casino method, or you can do your own research on casinos and pick the ones that support crypto deposits and withdrawals and have very low KYC measures. The only downside is that you have to play through the money before you can withdraw. You can PM and I'll give you a list of websites you can start your research. Real quick, for those that don't know, this poster is buying stolen credit cards from a website. The website, according to the poster, is really good and can provide verified balances. Let's say the limit is $20,000 on a card but has a balance of $2,000. The scammer can theoretically charge up to $18,000 on the card in fraudulent purchases. The goal would be to sell these items for cash and get away with the money. This is how credit card scamming works. The first recommendation of using a casino seems like a good one on the surface. And I talked about how to launder $100,000 in cash using a casino. I talked about how to launder $100,000 in cash using a casino in my prior video. The link is in the description below. But this isn't a good option for credit cards, and here's why. First, you need to find a casino that has lax know your customer procedures. This will take some research on your part and likely require you to visit in person to confirm the casinos really don't take it too serious. Not only do they have to not care about KYC, they also must have lax credit card rules. See, casinos know that credit card charges can be refunded by the merchant in instance of fraud. So many won't even take credit cards. But let's say you find a casino that has lax KYC and lax rules around credit cards. Your next issue is going to be the credit card company. Virtually all credit card companies have fraud notifications set up for any activity in a casino. Many will outright deny any charge at a casino and lock the card. And the ones that will allow it will only do it up to a certain amount. Plus, if that card has never been used at a casino before, this will be a huge red flag for uncommon activity and almost certainly result in the card being shut down. A casino is a pretty awful choice. Generally speaking, credit card cashing out has a ton of problems. One, there are too many ways for you to get caught. Let's say you buy something online from Louis Vuitton, an expensive bag for $3,500. You have to ship it somewhere and the PO box won't suffice. So now the police either have your address or the address of someone else. There is a way around this and I'll be sharing it in an upcoming video, so make sure you're subscribed. Two, if you use the stolen credit cards to buy gift cards, you'd have to do them in multiple transactions, and the credit card company is going to notice and probably freeze the card. 3, if you buy the items in person, you're exposing yourself or someone you know to being arrested on the spot. Most of the times when scammers are using these cards, they'll end up going through 5 to 15 cards on one transaction. Swipe one, it's declined, move on to the next one. Cashiers at high-end places are trained to pick up on this behavior and report it, and the theft prevention people at the stores, the people who look like advanced security guards and carry real guns, will be on the lookout and come over to you very quickly to detain you until the cops arrive. This cash out question didn't have the best advice. I'd give the suggestions on this one maybe a 3 out of 5. Wasn't the best, but also wasn't the worst. This was a good one, guys. You find some great but horrible advice on Reddit. I'm already working on another one. If you have any other money laundering ideas you want feedback on, comment down below. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you're not already, subscribe with the bell icon to be notified of future videos. All right, talk to you guys later. Peace.